Hi, in this short video, we're going to be doing a demonstration of the improvement module within the Mango compliance software. The improvement module is where we capture any improvements within an organization, regardless of the source. This could be an accident or incident that has occurred that requires an improvement to be driven from this. It could be a customer complaint, it could be an audit finding, or anything. Effectively, this is where we capture information that presents evidence of activities we have done to improve our business activities and our management system. I'm going to take time and run through an example of raising an improvement and demonstrate the workflow within Mango. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the assumption that I have received an improvement notice from an email or a telephone call from one of my customers. So I'm going to go to the quick add because I don't have time right now to fill out all the information. So I'm going to do a quick add and then go back to it later on after I've finished a meeting. So I click on the quick add and click on improvement. It opens the pop-up area that allows me to record the short form associated to the improvement. This could also be done via the free Mango app. So I'm just going to give a brief description here associated to the improvement. So let's say this is a faulty item received by the customer. We note here what it's associated with. So we're saying that this is a customer complaint. And the source of this has came from one of our customers. So we are selecting this dummy customer 12345 from our customer list. It's just happened right now. I've just received the telephone call, so it happened today, and a little bit of details. So customer received item 12345 from PO. And it is broken and not functioning as should. Something like that. So a bit of basic details associated to this. I'm now going to send this to someone to be the coordinator to look after this in a bit more detail, gather more information, and possibly do an investigation. That person is going to be this individual within our organization that would be looking after this. But because this is fairly significant client to us, I'm also going to copy in some of the other people within our organization that I think it would be important for them to be aware of this. So I've copied in 2 people within our organization who would be required to know that this is happening. Once I hit save, then we can see an improvement number has been recorded. And evidence to show that this has been recorded is captured within the improvement module. If I go down to the improvement module and go to the register, we can see we have a new improvement number recorded, a faulty item, the date it was created, and the stage that it's at. This demo account has a 4-stage workflow for the improvement module. Stage 1 is a review by the coordinator and then a decision on what to do afterwards. Stage 2 is an investigation stage to investigate the true root cause of the problem. Stage 3 is a review of the investigation and suggested corrective actions. And stage 4 is the closure. So we can see this information has been landed here. At the same time, the person who's been identified as the coordinator will have received an email, and also this will land on their dashboard as something that they have to address. So we can see here this improvement 269 is sitting on this dashboard. We can go directly from the email or the dashboard or inside my investigation to follow up and do something with this. So if I am the coordinator and I've logged on, I can click directly from my dashboard, which will take me to the more detailed form that I have to complete. With everything in Mango, I have to edit in order to do any work. I can make changes as I'm the coordinator. So I might want to put a little bit more information if I wished associated to this, or I simply just have to travel down and identify what activities I want to do or add. So at this point in time, we might know a little bit more information. So we might say the PO included 100 of XYZ. And down here, we have options to add items at this stage as well. If we know information about the product, then we may want to add it at this stage. So when we click add, we get the option to select the item or product that we're referring to if we've added that into Mango. And these are all areas that we can upload information for a specific customer. So here we have the product we're referring to. So it is an item of cloth, which is 900 wide, and we are aware from the information that there was 100 of these within the order, and we can see based on the information input into Mango, it has calculated 100 times this cost, and we are aware of the PO number, so we'll just enter that in here as well, just so that we have the information. It may be at this stage that we have more information we're aware of that we need to add, or at this stage we just hold fire at the moment. We may also want to use this additional information to look at any things that we may know at this stage. Customer informed, procedures reviewed, processes changed, purchasing involved, QHSE, training, etc. We have our type and code here, which is a parent-child activity. So when I select that this is customer, I get a code option associated to what the customer is related to. So this is a problem with the product, but it's not down here as associated to a late delivery or wrong price or wrong product. It's associated to a complaint. Remember, these pop-up menus are all customizable to each client that uses Mango. We know that this happens within our European region, and it's at our head office in Glasgow. And the department that is dealing with this is our operations department. So we've identified it's our operations department, we believe the source is. And is there any other project or anything associated to it? And in this case, it's not applicable. We want to know what the potential severity is. Do we know at this stage that we have other issues or other problems, not just this one? So we'll leave this blank at the moment. And it's not associated to any specific equipment that we have listed in Mango or risks. We have decided, however, that this is quite serious, and we do need to investigate to find out if more of this type of product at our other customers or maybe in our stock have a problem. And we may need a more detailed investigation into our operational activities to identify where the true source and root cause of this issue is. So we're going to assign this to an investigator. And for demonstration purposes, I'm going to assign it simply to myself so that I can show in this video how it works. We can have multiple people involved in the investigation because it could have occurred in different locations within our operation, and we may need these people to work together in the investigation. In the case for this demo, we will just place one person. Again, we may want to continue to keep the people in our team involved and aware of what's going on. So we're going to copy in our operations team, and I'm not sure why, but I'm going to select our HR team as well. We don't know what the root causes are yet, but we do want this to be investigation to be undertaken within a defined timeline because we don't want it to drag on and be forgotten about. So we're going to give them, let's say, 38 business hours to complete it. So we want it done by early next week. What this means is that the person will get a reminder and it will go on their dashboard as an event that might be due. We may have got some additional information at this stage from email. So we may have some photographs that have been sent. So we might have a bit of information that we want to add. So we've got some photographs here. We may have an email as well as that, and various different information that we may want to capture as evidence. The reason for this is the person that's investigating may want to look at this information to assist them. We do not know what the improvement summary is. We just simply want to put our comments in of what's required. So please undertake a detailed investigation and record your findings in Mango. Please ensure to check the findings related to current stock and stock of the same batch with other customers. And we're not going to close it off. If this was something very simple that we instantly knew the problem and we knew what the improvement action was, we could record it and we could simply close it off. But we want it to go through the full workflow, which is to investigation and suggested root cause. So at this stage, we've moved it on to another stage. We can see inside the register that it is still there. We've got some more information, and people who have access to this register are able to click into it and have a look at the information that's been provided. At this stage, they cannot edit any of the existing information, but they do have the capability to unassign it and assign it to a different investigator, maybe because this investigator has phoned to say, I'm actually going on holiday today and I won't be returning for 2 weeks. Can you pass it on to someone else? Likewise, the coordinator normally has the authority to change the coordination to another person. I may be the coordinator and I'm going on vacation myself, so I may wish to assign it to one of my colleagues. Anyone who has the access rights to this location can also raise a comment. So there may be additional information that's been received, and therefore they would be able to log on and add a comment. So they can do that simply just by clicking on the comment box and adding more information. So more information on this issue received from a different customer. Attached. And we may want to then obviously upload and provide this additional information. For example, I'm just randomly selecting documents, but you can see the method. When we hit save, it then adds this information as additional content in terms of, you can see here, someone has put more information in, and we can see that, and as well as the original 2 documents, this additional document has been added. We don't have to save anything at this stage. The investigator will have received an email and they will be requested to undertake the investigation, and they'll be made aware that it has an assigned date on it. Likewise, it will also be put up to quite a high location on the to-do list on the dashboard because it's due quite soon, and it will have this amber alert that will change to red on the date that it is due, and also a reminder email will also be sent at the same time. So if I'm the investigator, I can do exactly the same. I can click in here, and of course I have to edit it. But as you can see, because I am the investigator, not the person coordinating this, I cannot change any of the existing information that's there. What I simply can do is scroll down, further down the form, gain information from what's been added, look at the attachments, and importantly, I want to feed back what my findings are. So detailed investigation completed, and findings are. So we're saying this is an isolated issue. And we're going to say here also the other issue reported by customer not related to this problem will be handled. We may say here that the detailed investigation that has been undertaken has resulted in identified the packaging material used was different because our usual supplier of packaging material didn't support us during this COVID-19 lockdown situation. The new packaging we sourced doesn't seem to meet requirements. So we've identified that we think that it's a packaging issue that we need to address. So improvement has been raised linked to this issue for our purchasing team to find an alternative supplier. And we also want to look at, and just a point here, we can, if we start losing space here, we can just expand that like this. We also want to arrange to return existing packaging material. And also, finally, we need to arrange a recall and replacement with. So here's some of the suggestions, and whatever that may be. So we'll just put some basics in here. We also might have some detailed photographs about the packaging now. We've received some information. We've taken some pictures. We've looked at the packaging we have in stock. We've looked at the data sheets, etc. So we may have supporting information that's available to us that we can then write in here and upload. So let me just grab some random stuff here. So let's take something like this. So we've now added some additional information. And as I mentioned, we want to raise a linked improvement to this associated to our packaging, because it's something that is not going to happen immediately, and it's not a direct correlation to this particular customer complaint. So we're going to raise another improvement linked to this. So we need to source alternative packaging supplier that meets specification needs, and this is associated to let's say something else. So I guess it is still related to the customer complaint. The source of this is now going to be the employee, so it's the person that did the investigation. That's the source of where this came from, and we note that this investigation happened today, and details. So we just have to say here, please see the linked improvement related to customer complaint and investigation results. We don't have to repeat the information. And we also don't even have to enter the improvement number because they'll be linked. And this is going to a different person within our organization that looks after this. So we're going to put this, and we're going to copy in maybe a couple of other people within our business. So maybe the change management team would need to be aware of it. And then we simply save. We can see here a new improvement number has been added, and that new improvement number will be linked. At this stage, I want to then move it back to the coordinator because I've completed my investigation. I've demonstrated what my suggested root causes are. I've added information and I've raised another improvement. So I hit save at this point. And if we jump back in the register, we will see that this is now moved to stage 3, which is a review of the investigation and the suggested root cause. But we can see here that there is this alternative improvement, which is number 270. And we can see they link to each other. So this is 269, showing that it's linked to 270. This is 270, showing that it's linked to 269. So they always connect together. So again, we now go back to the coordinator who has to action this. So coordinator, again, as I mentioned, has the capability to change things. So now that they have more information from the investigator, they may take a decision. And they may also say, well, as a result of this problem, it has cost us time and effort to do this. So Our production may have went down for a period of time. So our production went down as part of the investigation for 2 hours. And also maybe we've had to spend time investing management time to do something. So our management intervention associated to this was 1 hour. And also our employee, which did the investigation, is here as well. So investigation by our employee, which took about 3 hours to complete. So we can see here we have a total cost associated to this. We may also want to mention here that we had to issue replacement, and we know the cost of the replacement was £245. So we may also put in here 205, and we may have a batch number or something we want to put in here associated to that. Further down, we've got the severity. Well, we see this is a fairly reasonable severity in terms of its risk to our business and its impact on us. It's not high because it's not impacted anyone else at this point. We then may identify a root cause if we wish. It might be to do with documentation, human error, process, whatever. So one of these could be related to a supply issue. At this stage also, we may wish to scroll up to this point here and just add in additional information if we wished, or if not, we can simply go down. Reading all the information that's provided, of course, looking at the improvement suggestions and the investigation result, and the additional attachments which were added of the photographs and things. And we can see here that our investigator placed another improvement which was linked to this one. So we can click on this just to see what activity he has suggested or she has suggested. We can close it off, keep it here. It's not associated to me as the coordinator, it's someone else. And at this point, I can make a call. So based on investigation, the material has been recalled and replacement material issued. The customer is happy with our corrective action plan. See linked improvement related to packaging material and the requirement to source a new supplier. I can add some comments, but I've got everything in here. So happy to close improvement. And of course, if I can push it back. So I could send it back and say, I think you need to investigate a little bit further or something. But at this stage, I might just want to say, we've done everything we need to, and we're just going to close it off. So when I hit save at this stage, we will see first and foremost that it's gone from my dashboard. Anyone that has been on copy or is part of it, so it's no longer in my dashboard, anyone that's been part of this will have received an email telling them that this improvement has been closed off and giving them the opportunity to click to see the information. So we can see here, by clicking in it, the information that was recorded. And of course, the linked improvement is still there as well here. And we can see that when this changes, we can see its status is open at stage 1. When this event finally closes off, it will change on here as well. We can also export this to PDF as a report if we wish to send it to our customer. And this exported document will have your own company logo on it, the improvement number. And as we scroll down, we can see it'll identify all the information that we put in as part of the investigation. And we can see all the actions that have been taken as a result of it. So this is a good document without you having to create it. That's available for you to send to your client. As a coordinator, if more information came to me, more issues, I could reopen it and send it back for further investigation. But at this stage, I would probably simply just say that I'm happy that it's been closed. Within the improvement module, remember, you also have the report writer and you have the charts. So we can go in here and create charts, specifically ones which are in place already. Or we may wish to, see improvement by type of improvement. And, oh, apologies. Improvement by type of improvement. And it's going to pull the chart up, giving us that type of information. We can see audit findings, environment, health and safety, management change, so on and so forth. And we can see the customer complaints is associated to 3.6% of all of our improvement activities. So that was a quick whistle-stop tour of the Mango Compliance Software Improvement module. I hope it's worthwhile. And yeah, please play about with your own account, get used to it, get familiar with it. And please do remember that a lot of the information that's contained in the improvement module, if you have access, is set up in the system admin and the improvement setup area.